Ladies and gentlemen, it's Rick. Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Hope you guys are having a good day. And over the past few days of Battlefield 6 coming out, we got a lot of Call of Duty content creators out there trying to ruin the game. We got this video from J Bowen Demand called COD Players Need to Seriously STFU, that means shut the f up, about Battlefield 6. And of course, if you couldn't guess it, ladies and gentlemen, you have swag within this video. So I wanted to react to this, give you guys my thoughts and opinions. Also would love to see what this guy has to say in the video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. But other than that, let's get into the video.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boy, oh boy, I can't lie to you guys.
Okay, I apologize for pausing this early in the video, but I know everybody else is thinking the exact same thing. This guy has one of the most crisp, one of the most clear, smooth voices I have ever heard on YouTube. My God.
I have nothing wrong with Call of Duty players coming and playing Battlefield. You know, that's the whole fun of gaming, enjoying multiple different genres. You know, me, myself, personally, I play all different types of stuff between arcade shooters, mil sims, you know, tac shooters. I play them all, you know, so I have no hate to anybody who wants to branch out and actually try something new.
It's actually
what annoys me most is when players go to a different style of game, knowing what game they're getting themselves into, and then preaching time after time after time how it should be closer to the game that they just left. I mean,
literally
it
makes
just
no
doesn't make any
sense,
sense
ladies
to me,
and gentlemen. It makes no sense that the people that are leaving Call of Duty are trying to get away from Call of Duty, a very failed game at this moment in time, and they want the game that they're going to be more like the game that they just left. It literally makes zero sense. Less than zero.
Guys, I have a couple of clips to go ahead and showcase to you all that just kind of blew me away, and we're going to have to go ahead and discuss. I have two clips to go ahead and showcase to you guys. I'm not going to talk after each one. I'm just going to showcase them back to back, and of course, we'll come back and discuss afterwards.
I feel like a UAV kill streak would punch on this. Chad, wouldn't kill streaks punch on Battlefield 6?
Okay, let me pause this right now because obviously Swag knows nothing about Battlefield 6. There is a UAV in Battlefield 6. There already is. But I'm going to take this as he wants kill streaks as rage bait. I really don't believe he actually means it just by looking at his face right now. He's clearly laughing at the chats. But if he does actually mean this, it's another thing that just one of these Call of Duty players, one of these Call of Duty streamers continues to try to just change a game that they have nothing to do with. I mean, Swag has admitted himself he does not play Battlefield. He has never played Battlefield in his life until this year, and he's already trying to change it, if he's being for real there. But I honestly think he's trying to rage bait. That's all he can do now because everyone just clowns him, so he just embraces it, which, hey, congrats to him. If he wants to be a professional rage bait or whatever, it's just very weird to me. But, you know, just the fact that he is even mentioning that and probably does actually mean it. He would probably love that shit. It's just a total joke.
Just vibe.
I'm gonna get his cancel twin, no kizzy.
He's gonna have motherfuckers sending death threats all because you want a UAV in the game.
And somebody please tell me, what does twin mean? I mean, I keep on hearing this guy every time I watch something that I tried to react to. He's calling people twin. The fuck we doing, bro? This guy's like, what, 30? Oh my God. Twin.
As if it's that deep.
Where you say kizzy?
This is the only thing that I can't wrap my head around with.
Oh, nade shot.
Camos, weapon camos. Now look, I'm not trying to bring the fucking BEAVIS and BUTTHEAD operators over to Battlefield. It's not what I'm here to do. I'm not saying that we need to have that fucking Alan or Roger from American Dad running around on the battlefield. That's not what I'm saying.
That has nothing to do with camos, but I understand what he's saying. But again, literally nothing to do with camos.
Please do not misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm begging you. I'm not talking about operators. I'm all for military simulating.
Okay.
Or military simulated shooters.
Okay, so he cleared that up there.
I can
Cool.
find so far, at least.
I will say, I do like having reactive camos on my absolute weapon, dude. I do like when I get over 1,000 headshots that my weapon has a gold camo. I do like showing off the fact that I have mastered this weapon in every way, shape, and form, and I was rewarded by getting something that other players don't have.
Now, let me say this before we go any further. I don't know if this clip is any longer. The camos are not the best, okay? I don't know. I'm not a Battlefield player. I'm not going to act like I'm a Battlefield player, so I don't know how the camos were in previous Battlefield titles. They're not crazy, but there's some really decent ones. But I will say this, the mastery camo for the weapons is quite dog shit. I was expecting more, but again, it's something that's not too serious. And as somebody that is not a part of this community yet, I'm being embraced by a lot of people. I'm very thankful for it. Thank you to all the Battlefield community. You guys are awesome, because you guys know I will revive you as a medic. The fuck you doing? But I'm not going to be the one that's going to sit here and bitch and complain about a game that I've never been a part of until this year. That's just my honest opinion. It's just how I think about this. I don't think I should be, you know, saying that the game should change this, should change that. Obviously, I'll have some, you know, points of where I think, you know, it can probably be better. And I feel like it's something that a lot of other people in the Battlefield community will say. But like something like this, like a camo, like it's not that big of a deal for me, man. It's really not. And I don't really want unrealistic camos on a gun, even though it might look cool. Like, and some could be better. It's just like, it's not that big of a deal to be bitching and complaining about it on the internet, in my honest opinion.
All right, this is the only thing.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, where do I even begin? Seriously, where do I even begin? I mean,
the swag clip, I'll say, is worse. Nade shot, I can understand. It's probably not that big of a deal for most people watching this video, but that swag clip, my God, bro. I honestly, I'm not trying to get like this, but I'm being for real, man. I don't know how the fuck people even watch that guy. Dead ass. And I'm not trying to say that in a mean way. God bless him. He's making a lot of money doing what he does. And people are going to say I'm jealous for that. I just really don't understand it. I don't.
I guess I can start off with swag. There's a UAV in the game. There is. You could just play simply the recon.
There's a UAV in the game. Oh my God, bro. Dude, wouldn't it be cool to have a UAV in Battlefield chat? Guys, chat. Don't you think so? Twin?
Class, you work with your team, and you can actually put up a UAV that works around you, and your squad could, you know, work off of it as well. But we don't need any real streaks in the game. We don't.
You guys are currently looking at a possibility of a so-called streak for Battlefield, a tank. You can get in a helicopter. You can get in a jet. You can get in a you know, motorized vehicle with a turret on top. Those are the kill streaks for this game. Respect the fucking game, swag. Jesus.
Need anything rewarded for catching a bunch of bodies so we can have people camping on head glitches the whole time. It's already bad enough. People don't even play the objective enough in Battlefield as it is. But we don't need that intensified by rewarding people for staying back away from actually hopping on a danger zone just to get a streak to get them some more kills.
That is such a good point, because you already know Battlefield is more of a realistic game, so a lot of people are playing this a little bit more tactically. They're playing slower, they're holding angles, they're staying in buildings, which you can blow up, so you can counter the campers if you play it correctly. But he has a perfect point there. If they add kill streaks to this game, then you're just going to have more people playing like that for kill streaks instead of the actual mode, because we all know there's a lot of people out there that don't even play as the correct, you know, operator within the game. They don't even do the roles for the operator, and let alone they don't even get on, you know, points within the game as well. So adding in kill streaks, my God, would we be screwed.
The game is the streak. I don't know how many more times we have to say this.
And what's crazy is, I'm sorry again, I'm a Call of Duty player and I can see this. I can understand this. It's not fucking hard to understand the game you're playing and to realize it's not Call of Duty. It's a good thing it's not Call of Duty. Why do you think it's so successful right now? Wow.
Game is the streak. Tanks, choppers, jets. You don't call them in. You don't earn them. You just wait for it to spawn in and you get to go ahead and wreak havoc with it.
Yep.
I mean, it's literally the identity of Battlefield. And if you want to play something with streaks, I mean, COD is right there. That's what I play COD for. I love Call of Duty because it allows me to earn streaks and I get that adrenaline rush. I play Battlefield because I love the team play factor. I love the large-scale battles. I love the destruction. I love the atmosphere of what Battlefield has to offer. I play different games for different things. I don't need to cross, you know, certain aspects of them with one.
It is so easy. If you want to play Call of Duty, if you want that Call of Duty feeling, go to Call of Duty. Go to Call of Duty. You wonder why not many people are there right now. You wonder why not many people are that excited for Black Ops 7 until, you know, Battlefield 6 came around and Black Ops 7 or Treyarch or Activision actually got their, you know, heads out of their asses and started making some positive changes. Go play Call of Duty. Go play Call of Duty. If you don't like the way Battlefield is, if you don't like certain aspects of it, obviously the game does have flaws and it can be better. But for things like that, go play something else, bro. It's not difficult. Stop bitching.
It doesn't have to be done that way. And when it comes to nade shot, man, with the frickin' camos, please, I'm begging you to stop sharing this take. And I'm trying to say this in the most respectful way possible. Please stop begging for this stuff. The Battlefield community has begged for ages to get a Battlefield game that, isn't 2042 status with anything too wild. We want a, actual grounded looking shooter. It just kills me when he calls, Battlefield, what was he saying? He said he doesn't, mind mil sims. Oh my goodness, man. Please stop. I can't hear it anymore, man. Battlefield isn't a mil sim. It's just as arcadey as Call of Duty is, if we're going to be completely honest here. It's just the vibes are different. And Call of Duty used to be the same thing back in the day. I mean, I'm
gonna say this though, man. This game, when I'm in this game, when I'm playing this game, it literally feels like I'm at war. And when I get off the game, I feel like I'm hearing the explosions, the gunshots, because it is like you're actually in war. It is such a well-developed game. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would call this arcadey. I'll be honest with you. I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. I don't really think it's that arcadey whatsoever, because this shit is just, I literally feel like I'm in the war, and it's awesome. I love it.
The easiest camo we used to grind for was like Red Tiger, Blue Tiger, and Fall. And that stuff looked amazing. And that was still more grounded than what we have current date. Call of Duty has shifted, and it's fair. If you want Call of Duty to stay that way, and those are the camos you personally enjoy for your weapons, then so be it. But that's not Battlefield. Battlefield has never been that. They tried that. It has absolutely failed with their audience, which 2042 was the game that they gave it a go with, not reactive camos and stuff, but they definitely tried to get flashier. It didn't work.
Yeah, 2042, every time I kept on hearing how that game launched, obviously I heard it got better as it went, but when I went and played it, I was surprised that it was a Battlefield game. I was not expecting that type of feel. I felt like I was playing COD, but maybe a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a little bit slower. I don't even know how to explain it, but it did not feel like the Battlefield that we're playing today, obviously, which is the one I remember from playing when I was younger. And it was like, okay, I could probably see why not many people like this, because it's not what Battlefield is. Now, Battlefield 6, oh boy, I feel like a lot of people are loving that shit.
It just simply did not work. We don't need that type of stuff in the game, and honestly, the camos that we have in Battlefield 6 are phenomenal. They all fit the game perfectly. And he tried to make a point saying he likes to have camos to showcase
He's not
that
wrong
he
here.
earned something that others did not. I mean, guys, that's literally in the game. That is literally, there are camos in the game that you can only earn by playing more and doing challenges that other people have not done. The only difference.
And I'll be respectful. I'll play both sides here. I do understand where Nadeshot is going, because when you come from Call of Duty, you're expecting a very vibrant, very colorful camo, because it probably looks better on the gun. I understand that, and I understand what Nadeshot is saying, but it's also to this point where you have to realize, what game are you playing? What game are you playing? What's the audience? Who's the community for the game that is currently being played? It's the Battlefield community. It's not Call of Duty. So Battlefield, especially this year, as we can tell by playing Battlefield 6, is more realistic. It wants to be more realistic. So obviously the camos have to be more realistic or more grounded, as he's saying in this video. So that's where we're kind of seeing this attack on Nadeshot, because it doesn't need to be anything wacky. It doesn't need to be anything crazy bright out of this world. Obviously, couldn't they be a little bit better? Yeah, I guess so, but it's not that big of a deal.
Is it's not as stupidly flashy as Call of Duty. They're more grounded.
Yes.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't see why we can't critique games differently and respect the boundaries of each game individually. As I stated in the beginning of this video, I love all types of shooters. I've played everything between COD, Battlefield, Rainbow Six Siege, Squad, Hell Let Loose. I've played Escape from Tarkov. The list goes on. I can't even count the amount of shooters I've played. I love them all. I absolutely love them all. But you don't see me going to Rainbow Six Siege and, coming over to Call of Duty and saying, Call of Duty should really, go ahead and increase the sound audio footsteps. Allow us to manually lean so we can, go ahead and do it whenever we feel. You don't hear me saying any of this stuff. You don't hear me saying, oh, we should go ahead and add in one-shot headshots to Call of Duty. That's genius.
That is such a good point. You don't see people from Rainbow Six Siege saying that. All they do is, if they don't enjoy Call of Duty, they just stay on Rainbow Six Siege. It's as simple as that. I feel like it's only the Call of Duty community. I don't know if it's just because I'm part of the COD community, and it kind of sucks to say that, because we are just some of the most brain rot individuals I've ever seen, especially since I started doing YouTube. The comment section on some of my videos are just full of some of the just, oh my God. You guys, if you ever want to have some fun, go read some comments on some YouTube videos, especially when it comes to Call of Duty. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Most people are starting to get more realistic, and especially when it comes to Battlefield and they're moving to Battlefield, those people are pretty damn smart. But let me tell you, we are just so ignorant, so just feel like we deserve to have every game, you know, be what we want it to be, when it's just like, that's not how it should work. And again, we're playing Call of Duty already, which is a failing game, which is a terrible game as of right now, especially Warzone. My God, what are we playing? And we want to go and try to make Battlefield more like COD. Explain how that makes sense. If something's failing and you want to leave it, you don't go to what you're trying to go to and make it what you just left. It just doesn't make any sense in regards to just common sense. And I know it's 2025. Unfortunately, common sense is not very common, but I'm trying my best, boys. I'm trying my best to educate everybody, especially the youngins out there watching these videos, just so you guys can just understand and have a mind of your own and think for your own.
I would never say that to a Call of Duty game because it doesn't fit. You never hear me go from Call of Duty to Rainbow and say, oh, you know, Rainbow Six Siege could really use some kill streaks. It could really use slide canceling, you know? You would never hear me say
Never.
that. You know what I'm saying?
You would get made fun of for the rest of your life if you said something as stupid as that to the Rainbow community. I mean, my gosh.
Never hear me go into Call of Duty from Battlefield and saying, you know what? Call of Duty could really benefit by separating, you know, the class instead of, you know, allowing us to custom our classes and pick all these no. You know what they should really do? They should give us the assault class, medics, support, make everybody pick a role in Call of Duty. You would never hear me say that.
Nope, never.
You want to know why? Because I know what game I'm playing.
It seems like it's pretty easy to understand, but unfortunately it's not. It's really not for a lot of people. That's the sad part about this.
It's as simple as that. Every game has their own set of boundaries. And in order to give good constructive criticism, not crap constructive, no, good constructive criticism, you have to respect the boundaries first and then go ahead and critique. If you can't respect the boundaries, then over half your criticism, I mean, I don't know what people expect. They get mad when people get pissed off with their opinions, and they start calling them out and stuff like that, and say, oh, we can never go play other games, you know? Like COD players saying, oh, we can't come over to Battlefield, and we can't talk about Battlefield without, you know, the whole community flipping crap on us, you know, because we enjoy Call of Duty. I mean, honestly, the majority, especially on this channel, we love COD players coming on through. You know what I'm saying? COD players love Battlefield players. Like, who
normal COD players are what we like. The normal people, the not brain-rotted people.
would hate another group of individuals coming on in? It only makes your game more popular. What a lot of the players hate is the opinions that people try to bring along with them.
Exactly.
That is the biggest issue here.
It's just ignorance.
Again,
it's just ignorance.
You have to respect the boundaries and then give criticism afterwards.
Yes.
Not go in, you know, play the game for an hour and say, okay, this game needs everything, you know, from the other game I just came from.
Yes.
Everything from the other game has to come into this game, and then it will actually be good. And
perfect example of this. A bad opinion is something like this. Oh, Battlefield 6 too slow. We need to have more movement so I can double jump or you know, slide, bunny hop again. Slide, cancel, slide. That's a terrible opinion. A good opinion that is very valid is this UI is very clunky or very jam-packed, that it just doesn't work well. The UI is terrible, or the settings are just, there's too many settings where it gets a little confusing. You could say stuff like that because it's you know, basic feedback that a lot of people and I think everybody would understand that. But you can't go and talk about the gameplay saying, oh, this AR should have less recoil. It should, if I'm shooting from 500 meters, it should hit where my sight is shooting, even though in real life that's just not how it works. Or like, we shouldn't have bloom in this game. We shouldn't have bloom. Like, this is not an arcadic shooter. You should understand this.
worth my time. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why a lot of people get salty. But man, I know I make a lot of videos like this, but seriously, every single time I hear something like this online, my ears start bleeding, and my mind is blown that people are still trying to push for certain things. Like, we get it. We get it. You enjoy Call of Duty. I enjoy Call of Duty. I love streaks. I love them to death. You know, if Call of Duty didn't have streaks, I literally would not play COD, and that is a fact. So, I mean, I'm right there with them. You know, I love streaks, but you can't go on a Battlefield and say stuff like that. It just doesn't work. You can't expect people not to get angry.
Just so stupid.
When you say something like that all the time. Not once, not twice, like 5+ times, like forever. They keep.
And that's the problem with Swag, man. And sometimes I just think like he's doing this on purpose, but a lot of times I really don't think he is, because I feel like he thinks that his opinion is always the right opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but this is not the first time we've heard him say something like this. This is like Jay Bowen said, the 10th time. The 10th time we've heard him say something stupid that has nothing to do with Battlefield. And then, like, he gets upset that people call him out on it. Like, he got upset at our boy Fooly for making a video on him. Like, how are you going to be upset for saying something so fucking stupid and getting called out about it? I mean, just my thoughts.
Spewing this stuff out. I mean, what do you expect? What type of response do you expect from the online community, besides from other COD players? And even then, other COD players who do respect other games will still not like that take. So, I mean, let's be realistic here, ladies and gentlemen. At some point in time, we have to stop trying to cross different games and start respecting each game for what they are.
Yes.
And then move forward with our criticism from there.
Yes.
But, ladies and gentlemen, as always,
Ladies and gentlemen, what a video from Jay Bowen. I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'm going to make it very simple. If you are going to another game, you're leaving Call of Duty to go play Battlefield, or you're leaving Call of Duty to go play something else, whatever game is coming out soon, doesn't matter, and you're trying to make it more like the game you just left, you're just in the wrong, and you literally look stupid. I'm sorry, you look stupid if you're trying to make the game what it's not supposed to be and what it's not, you know, just made to be. I don't know. I can't believe that we have to keep on talking about this, but it just makes Call of Duty players, it makes people like me who make Call of Duty content seem like we're people like Swag. I'm not like that. I understand the difference of games. I understand the difference of just understanding that game's community and stuff like that, but it's just ridiculous that these people continue to say this dumb shit. Nate Shots isn't that bad, but like, you know, again, it's just like, that's not Battlefield. You got to understand that. He actually was kind of very respectful about it, but still, it's just like, keep that shit out of the game. Let Battlefield be Battlefield. Let them decide what they want to do, because obviously they're killing it. Obviously they're doing something right with how many people are playing this game. But let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe. Go Bears. How about that game, ladies and gentlemen? 3-2. Oh, I'm out this bitch. Peace.